Maximum and minimum completing the squares method. Question 8. Determine the maximum or minimum value of the following. State the value of x where it exists. So there are two questions here. One of them is for you to practice. The other one I will solve and show you how to do it, right? So let me do part B here, right? I've purposely taken minus here. Some of the students get confused with this, so I'll solve this for you. Try this on your own, okay? So we have question here as y equals to minus 1 over 3 x square minus 2x plus 3, correct? In completing the squares method, first step is to factor the leading coefficient. That means the coefficient of x square, right? So the coefficient of x square is minus 1 over 3. So we'll factor this, minus 1 over 3. I recommend you to use square brackets. Soon you'll realize why. So when we factor out minus 1 over 3, we are just factoring from these two terms, not from the constant. We'll keep it separate. Then we get x square here, and what should we get here? Minus, when you divide this, becomes plus, right? And when you divide 2 by 1 over 3, what do you get? You get 6x. 6x, correct? So 6x is what you get, right? Plus 3. So keep this outside the brackets, correct? The next step in completing the squares is to find what is half of this number, the coefficient of x. Half of this number is 3. Add and subtract square of that number. So add and subtract 3 square. So we'll do that now. X square plus 6x, half is 3, right? So we'll add 3 square and we'll subtract 3 square, correct? Plus 3. Now when you do this, this is the process of completing the squares. Always you'll find this becomes a perfect square. X plus 3 whole square. That is how you complete the squares. And that is the reason why we did this, okay? So now we can write this as minus 1 over 3. And here we get x plus 3 whole square, right? And we are left with minus 3 square, which is minus 9. Bracket close, plus 3, right? Do you see two different kinds of brackets? It makes things clear, right? So we get here, now let's open the brackets and we get minus 1 over 3 x plus 3 whole square. Now when you open this bracket, minus and minus becomes plus. 9 divided by 3 is 3, right? Plus 3, correct? So that is the statement. Kind of a perfect square. We are close to the final. So what we will do is, now we only need to combine these two to write down our answer, right? So we get this answer as y equals to minus 1 over 3, minus 1 over 3, x plus 3 whole square, and 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 6, do you see? So this gives rise to a parabola, right, which opens downwards. This is minus, which will open downwards. So kind of like this, do you see that? Kind of like this. And the value of this vertex is defined by these values. X equals to minus 3 and y value of 6, correct? So that is how we are going to get a parabola. And you can see if it opens downwards, you'll have maximum. So we get maximum at x equals to minus 3, right? And what is the maximum value? Maximum, let me write, maximum value is 6. Do you see? That is the answer. So state the value of x where it exists. It exists at x equals to minus 3. And the maximum is this. Why do we get maximum? Because the parabola opens downwards. Do you see? We have a maximum here. So that is how we do these kinds of questions. I hope you understand the process and try to do this part A yourself. Thank you and all the best.